мелодію мою, земля. Не закривай, юні молоді уста. Не для тебе звучить моя пісня, не належать тобі уста. Ти не зможеш її зупинити, бо лунає вона для Христа. Я не перестану для того, хто дав життя серцем і
хто захищає, лише ти назавжди любиш. Ти один є батько всіх людей. Серед війни оберігаєш і таємниці відкриваєш, небесний Отче мій, зеленої ти цар.
Ава, 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 мир твій неземний, вічний, сильний, вірний, наш Отець святий. Знову й знову нас прощаєш, від негоди захищаєш, Ава, любий Отче. Ава, 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 мир твій неземний, вічний, сильний, вірний, наш Отець святий. Знову й знову нас прощаєш, від негоди захищаєш, Ава, любий Отче.
Ти є той, хто захищає, лише ти назавжди любиш. Ти один є батьком всіх людей. Серед війни оберігаєш і таємниці відкриваєш, небесний Отче мій, зеленої ти цар.
Ава, 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 мир твій неземний, вічний, сильний, вірний, наш Отець святий. Знову й знову нас прощаєш, від негоди захищаєш, Ава, любий Отче. Ава, 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 мир твій неземний, вічний, сильний, вірний, наш Отець святий. Знову й знову нас прощаєш, від негоди захищаєш, Ава, любий Отче. Ава, 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 מלך העולם. מלך, 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 אבא של כולם. שוב ושוב אתה סולח, רק אליך עוד בורח, אבא, עוד תתן. אבא, 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 מלך העולם. מלך, 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 אבא של כולם. שוב ושוב אתה סולח, רק אליך עוד בורח, אבא, עוד תתן.
gospelguide.net.
All these pieces broken and scattered, in mercy gathered, mended and whole, empty-handed but not forsaken.
answer now, but I'm feeling way more generous today. You know, I'll see which one I might even let one of these guys go. Who knows? Hey! Calm down, Barabbas. Hey, you've done enough already. All right, so, you know what? I think, geez, let's look at your little script here. You know, it's almost empty. You haven't really done really much. I mean, it says you healed some people, but I don't know if I believe that. But Barabbas, look at all these scrolls of how much you've done. Yeah. Oh my goodness, you stole watermelons from my grandma? From a goat? It's like, what is this? You stole thousands of dollars from little kids. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't even know if I should trust you, but you know what? I don't even know what choice to make. Which one of these should I let go? Which one should I let go? At the end of the day, I will too. You guys just help me along. Thank you. But let him go. Thank you. Jesus. Hey, take him away. You gotta take him away. Thank you. That Barabbas, you can live on. Thank you guys.
So many years, so many trials. God has been with us through it all. He gives us strength through His power. He will never let us down, and we sing, oh, God will guide us, oh, He will provide for us through the wilderness, He will deliver us, hey! So many years.
Understand God is for me when life doesn't go the way I planned. God is for me when I just don't understand. God is for me when life doesn't go the way I planned. God is for me.
If God is for me, who can be against me? God is for me, who can be against me? He is my strength, He is my friend forever. God is for me, who can be against me? God is for me, who can be against me? Universe is on my side, and if God is for me, who can be against me? God is for me, who could be against me? He is my translation, He is my friend forever.
gospelgang.net.
All these pieces broken and scattered, in mercy gathered, mended and whole, empty-handed, but
So, who here likes cheeseburgers and hot dogs and steak and all that good stuff? Only hot dogs, okay. How about steak? Any steak lovers? Okay, where does steak come from? Cows. Good job. Some people don't know that. A lot of people are saying chickens today. I'm like, no, steak does not come from chickens. So that's why we do this, so everyone can learn. Okay, so we get our meat from cows. On this farm, we have Angus. So we have red Angus, black Angus, and we have Jersey. So we have three different types of cows here. And in order to keep cows on a farm, we have to feed them in the wintertime. Because outside they can't eat. Why can't they eat outside in the wintertime?
It's too cold for them.
No, it's not that cold. What else?
The snow's underground.
Yes, the snow. So the hay is not growing and they can't eat because of the snow. So as you drove into the farm, you saw two large fields over there, and that field right there, that's all hay. So we need to harvest the hay, prepare it, dry it, and keep it stored for the wintertime. Now if you look on this side of the barn, all of that over there, those round bales, that's for the cows for the wintertime, okay? So we have to cut and prepare it so we can feed the animals during the wintertime. Now follow me, I'm going to give you a little tour of history. So, before we move on, here's a little chart. On this chart, this shows the Angus, okay? And these are the different parts of the Angus. And these are the different steaks that you get from the cow. So there's a lot of different steaks that come from different areas of the cow. See that?
That's so cool.
Right? It's pretty interesting. So, who here is from Ukraine, Russia, Europe? All of us, right? Okay, so back in Ukraine, people would cut everything by hand. They didn't have the fancy technology we have today. They used something called a kosa. Can you say kosa? Kosa. So this right here is a kosa, okay? This is a piece of metal. It's one solid unit. It's very sharp on the edge, and it goes on a wooden stick. You use the wooden stick, and you swipe it across the ground, and you cut the hay. So Ukrainians, well, even in America, back in the day, people used these. It just America was much further advanced because of the Industrial Revolution. So this is what it looked like. So the men would go out in the morning, and they would cut the hay with a kosa. They would go through an entire field cutting. The women would help them rake, and they would then take everything and make big piles. As they made these big piles, they would then load them onto wagons. Guess what pulled the wagons back then? Horses, that's right. So the horses would pull the wagons into these big barns, but the hay was very fluffy, it was very messy, it was very big, and it was a lot of work. So if you wanted to have a lot of cows, you were not able to physically sustain it because you had so much work to do. So because of the Industrial Revolution, they were able to come up with technology and different things like balers. Balers make it possible so we can do a lot of work in a shorter amount of time, and it makes it more compact so we can keep it during the winter time. So this is one of the first balers invented in the 1980s, okay? So this right here was a stationary baler where you had to take the baler. Okay, so over here, on my right-hand side, we have our Angus cows and one bull. 9 cows and 1 bull. The bull is the one that has the little horns coming at me right there. See him? Okay, ladies, look over here. Maybe we should pull up to the balcony side. Come off the back, please. Don't go over the side.
I have a question.
I might have an answer.
Okay. Are we going to see the horses today?
The horses? Not today. You know why?
Why?
Because we don't have horses.
Why don't you guys have horses?
I don't know. We never.
That's all
never
part
done
of
it.
a farm.
I guess if gas prices get really high, I'll get a horse. And you'll
Okay,
see me.
good.
You'll see me pulling up to church on a horse with a little buggy. Okay. But until that happens, we're not gonna get a horse. Okay, girls, look over here. So this is the process of chickens laying eggs. So a big chicken lays an egg. The egg becomes a little chick if she sits on it, because then the embryo develops and it becomes a chick. The chick becomes a little mini chicken, and then that chicken becomes an adult chicken. So if we collect the eggs in time, then we get to have scrambled eggs and everything you like to do with eggs, right? If you don't, then the chicken's gonna keep sitting on it. When she sits on it, it's called nesting. She keeps sitting on it, and then the egg develops into a chick. Okay, when you walk into the coop, please be careful so you do not step on a little chick, because they're walking around there, okay?
Wait, I have a question. What if they see you take the egg and they will jump on you?
They're gonna attack you.
Yes, they're gonna eat your finger.
What? I don't want to do this.
I'm kidding, that's not gonna happen. Okay, so over here, so the big chickens are outside, okay? These are the little chicks, and these are the mini chickens.
Look at the eggs. All I hear is...
Okay, so when we get the eggs, I want everybody to just take one egg, okay? So everybody gets a turn, okay?
Oh my goodness.
Find one egg and put it right into the carton. So chickens lay eggs every day. They come in here and they nest, they lay their eggs, and we have to collect them every single day, okay?
This one I feel like something's inside. I was like shaking and I need to...
Oh yeah? They're all shaken up from all the classes.
It's a chick.
No, it's an egg.
I can.
Okay, any more eggs? Everybody got to get an egg?
Oh, there's an egg here.
A few eggs down
There's
there.
an egg right here. Anyone got a good egg?
Alright, so here's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna line up behind the boxes, and then you guys will look at the photographers and take a picture, okay?
With the chicks, right?
Yeah, I'll get the chicks too.
No, I'm not
Okay.
holding it.
Who wants to hold the box? Just don't drop it.
Me. I can.
That would be a lot of eggs we waste,
Are
okay?
they gonna jump on me if we pet them?
Okay, oh, back up, back up, back
Go
up.
back, yeah.
2 steps back, keep going. Okay, one here. So here's how you hold it. You make your hand like this, then I put her down, and then use your other hand to cup her, okay? Here, let's do it on this hand. Like this. And then on this hand you use to lightly cup her like this, okay? Because somebody dropped it in the last class. We don't want to drop them, okay?
Oh my gosh, mine's adorable.
Okay, look at the photographers over here, okay?
Over here. You need to scooch in a little bit.
Yeah, let's get closer together.
Smile, girls, over
Over
here.
here.
Over here. 1, 2, 3. Cheese.
Awesome, good job. I'll take the eggs from you, and then you girls get to pass them around, okay?
Excuse me. Put your hands on your cup like
The yellow one?
Sophia and Julie, look at me.
We're gonna give you that yellow one. Hold it up.
Sophia and
I
Julie, look at me.
wanna hold
Sophia
a
and
black
Julie, look at
one.
me. Julie.
Can I have Don't squeeze it, okay?
Sophia.
Excuse me. That black one.
Maya,
Black one?
Maya.
Yeah. I want to hold it one time. Like a black one, like that one.
Are you racist? You only like black?
Julie.
She's literally so shaking when I gave her. Okay, she's shaking.
About bees a little bit. So I'm gonna start off with the first question. How many of you guys know somebody that has bees or maybe have bees yourself? Anyone? What about you? Maybe your grandpa, your grandma, your
I
uncle,
have
your cousin.
one. We chopped down a tree and the stamp was still there and the bees moved in there.
Oh, very nice. What about you in the back? Did you raise your hand? Any other people raise their hand? No? Okay, so we got one. What about you?
I've seen some videos of honey, like how
Videos?
they make honey, yeah.
Okay, that's good. Almost every person in each group usually said that they know somebody that has bees. That's good. So I'm gonna start off by what do bees make? What do you guys think bees make?
Honey!
Okay, how many of you guys like honey here? All of you guys. Okay, very nice. All of you guys like it. So I'm gonna be passing out to you guys some of these. Each person's gonna get 3 of them. Let me know if you guys didn't get 3 of them. You guys can try them right now. You can eat them right now if you want. You guys can eat them later. You can eat them tomorrow. It doesn't matter. Anything you guys want. Here.
Thank
You guys can all try them out.
I'll try one.
There you go.
I'm gonna say mine.
Go.
Don't ladder. How do I open it?
Would you like some salt?
Thank you.
Would you like some?
What do you guys say?
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. So, okay, whenever you, so what do you guys think bees do? What's the purpose of bees? What do you guys think their role is? Go ahead.
They make honey too.
Okay, we got one. They make honey. What else? What else do you guys think? What else is their purpose? What do you think they do? Go ahead.
To help the flowers?
Okay, to help the flowers, right? So bees are pollinators. So, what's one of you guys' favorite fruits? Can somebody just tell me their favorite fruit? What about you in the back over there?
Orange.
Oranges. What about you?
Pumpkins.
Pomegranates. What about you? Pomegranates. Anyone else? You? Go ahead.
Strawberries.
Apples, strawberries. What about you?
Strawberries.
Strawberries. So all of us have a favorite fruit that we like. Without bees, if bees weren't on this earth, we would have none of those fruits. All of those are pollinated by bees. So every time each bee flies to a flower and gets nectar, all the pollen, it gets transported from one plant to the other. So that's how we get all of our plants. So, another question. For you guys that maybe sometimes go to your grandma's house, your grandpa's house, how many of you guys you see something like this? Maybe like a box. Okay, you, a box. So this is a bee's house. So these are where bees live. So if we open it up, there's no bees in here, so don't worry. If we open it up for demonstration, this usually the hive will contain of these boxes like these, and inside of every one of these boxes there's gonna be frames that look something like this. You guys can pass this around. This is just an empty frame, nothing on it. You guys can look at it, pass it around. So each bee, you don't have to touch it. It's just plastic. It's nothing really. So each bee is gonna live on that, and they build onto those frames. So what a frame looks like once it's done by a bees, it will look something similar to this. So they build each of these cells, and they use them to lay their eggs, to put pollen, to make honey. So if you guys want to look at this, you guys can also pass it around. Everybody gets a turn to try it out. And once you guys are done, you guys can just sit back in your chair so it's not so crowded.
Okay, next person.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Good job, Sophia.
Wow.
That's how you squeeze out the honey.
Yeah. Yeah, just don't go too fast because I didn't screw it into the boards yet.
That's good, Maya.
Okay,
Julie?
next.
We can all try it out. So usually you'll do this front and back. You'll put the frame facing one way, and then you'll flip it over, do the other way. And that's usually how you do it. You'll filter it out on the bottom.
Okay, Eva, next. Good job, Julie. And who has a grandparent with a garden? Okay, so most people do have gardens. What can we plant in our gardens? What do you guys have in your gardens?
Baby tomatoes.
Baby tomatoes,
Cucumbers.
cucumbers,
Carrots.
carrots,
Peas.
peas,
Strawberries.
strawberries,
Corn.
corn. What else can we grow in our gardens? We can do, go ahead.
Beets.
Beets, yeah.
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
Bananas.
Oh, I don't know if I've ever seen a banana grow here. I don't think we have the right climate for that. What about like herbs, right? We can do different kinds of herbs. We can add like the basil, we have parsley, we have dill. So those are all things we have in our gardens, right? What are some very important things that all plants need?
Water.
Water.
Rain.
Rain is water. Go ahead.
Sunlight.
Sunlight.
That was what I
Okay.
said. Air.
Air. And one more thing.
The soil.
Soil. Soil is very important. Do we need good soil or bad soil?
Good.
Good soil. So can we plant something in the sand?
No.
Probably nothing from our garden, right? What about like rocky soil? No, we want good soil, right? So what kind of things can we do to make our soil better? What can we add? So this is another thing that our plants need to grow. What kind of food can we add to our soil besides water and sunlight?
Eggshells.
Eggshells. So it's a type of compost, right? Good job.
Sometimes you could add like animal poop. Sometimes.
Or animal poop. Good job. You guys hit it right on the nail.
Banana scraps.
Banana scraps. So you can make a compost pile right in your backyard. You guys can use any types of, potato peels, carrot peels, apple cores, corn on the cob, things from your or watermelons, and you can make a compost pile in your backyard. She said eggshells. And what happens is all of that stuff over time, it decays. Sometimes you need a year, sometimes 2 years for it to decay. And what does it turn back into after it decays? Anybody know? Turns back into what? No. Sometimes it can sprout some seeds, but what does it turn into? After it decays, after it rots.
It disappears?
It doesn't disappear. It turns back into dirt, into soil. So now we have really nutrient-dense soil, right? And we can use that soil. Chevet, or some people call it kvass, right? It's you
I
eat
knew it started with like
the
an
sour leaves, right? We're gonna give your mom a piece of candy.
Ooh.
Ooh, let's see. Chocolate's probably melted. It's so hot. All right.
I get everything.
Huh? A different one? Sure. We're gonna do 3 more, guys, and then we're gonna go to your next final station. Okay, so come stand over here so everybody can see right over here. That's kind of in a line. Okay. Is everybody ready? Can everybody see? Move back a little. Move back. Okay. What is this plant here called? Anybody know? There's rows and rows of it here. Go ahead. Oh, you already guessed.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'll give you a hint. This one grows we eat the part that grows in the ground. We eat the root of this plant.
Carrots?
Not carrots. What's the other one that grows in the ground?
Sunflower? Potato?
Potato.
Yes, good job, man.
So it looks a little funny, right? We don't eat the leaves here. We eat the roots. All right. What about this one, guys? Anybody know what this is? Go ahead. Nope. This one grows kind of tall. No, you already guessed. No.
Those.
Not sunflower.
Corn?
Corn. Good job. Relax are on a roll here. And I don't have a garden. Okay, guys, move back a little bit so I can get through. Move back, move back, move back. Final one, guys, over here. Does anybody know what this plant is? Raise your hand. Go ahead.
Nope.
Nope. Try. Yep, Juliana. Sunflower.
Good job,
You guys are really good. All right. We're all set here. Thank you guys for coming.
Some of the stuff is on the table. You can look. Wheat. We use wheat. Yes, it comes from wheat. But what else? What is this? What is this? Pasta. Yeah, we make pasta out of flour. What else? What else? There's cookies. Yeah, cookies. And I have muffins here somewhere. And then there's pretzels here too. And what else? How about and pretzels. Do we know what wheat looks like? Does anybody know? Yeah, it looks like this. I'm gonna let you guys all feel it. You can try it if you really want to. But this is what wheat looks like.
Isn't good.
It's little seeds, right? It's not cooked right now, so it doesn't have much of a flavor. But take a look at it, right? It has an outer shell, but it also has an inside part. It has a heart of a wheat too. It has all these little good parts. Do you know where it comes from?
Yeah.
This wheat plant. Yeah? Take a look at the wheat plant. And there's a lot of wheat berries in there. I don't know if there's actual wheat in here, but you can try to peel it. Maybe there's some in there.
Wait, if
Okay.
you peel it, there will be some.
I'm not sure if these are full or maybe they're empty ones already. I don't know. I think these are empty. Okay.
Empty.
But this is kind of like what wheat would grow into. This little wheat stalk. See my little bottle over here? I soaked some wheat. You can grow some wheat in just water. Did you know that?
Some chair.
You can sprout it. See? So see how big they are now because they're so full of water. But I used this little tiny wheat berries, yeah? And I soaked it overnight and look what's coming out already. See? Do you guys see that? Little sprouts. And you can eat this like this. Did you know that? And it's very nutritious. And then you can grow it too, and it'll grow into wheatgrass. See that? Yeah, so I'm gonna actually let you guys take some home and try to sprout your own wheat. Did you guys know that there are so many different kinds of wheat? Did you know that? Look at this one. See how white it is? But this one is brown. This is farro. This is a different kind of wheat. God created so many different kinds of wheats. And we're gonna come over to our board over here, and I'm gonna show you some of the ones that I have at home. And different wheat can be used for different sorts of things. There's different wheat for pasta, which would be a durum wheat, but I didn't bring. There's different wheat for cake. There's different wheat for whole wheat bread. So here I made a little board, and these are some of the wheats that I have at home. The one I showed you is the hard wheat, hard white wheat. But did you know that there's soft white wheat? There's spring wheat. There's winter soft white wheat. There's so many different kinds. And then there's kamut, which is a different color. See, it's a little bit darker and longer. This one makes like a yellow flour, like a yellow bread. This one. How about this one? Do you see the difference? You see how different it is? Does it look a little bit darker, right?
Yeah.
And smaller, right? This is an organic one because sometimes, have you ever noticed when you buy organic fruit, it's smaller, right? And the non-organic are bigger. Well, sometimes, so this one is a smaller wheat. This one would make like the whole wheat, the darker bread that your mom would buy, right? And then now this is the inkhorn. I bet you never heard of that one before, right? Inkhorn? Look at how tiny this one is. This is an ancient grain. This one has a nutty flavor. So sometimes wheat can even have a different flavor. And last but not least, what I have on here is the farro. This is one of my favorite ones because you can cook this wheat. I love cooking it and putting it in my salad. So you can not only grind it into a flour, but you can also cook it and put it in your salad, and it's super nutritious for you. And did you know that wheat has so many different layers, right? So when you mill your own wheat and you don't sift it out, you get all of these layers, and they're all full of nutrients and vitamins and minerals that God created for our bodies to give us the energy that we need. And now there are other grains that maybe are non-conventional that you don't see in the store and you might not buy all the time. But sometimes people use buckwheat. They grind it and buy buckwheat flour, maybe for health reasons, or they're on some special diet, or they have a wheat allergy. They would grind buckwheat. But did you know? You guys know what buckwheat is, right? Hrečka? You can cook it into a kasha, right? And it's so yummy. You can eat it too. How about barley? Does anybody know what barley is? Does their mama ever make barley soup? Anybody like barley soup? Barley. You can make barley flour, but you can also cook it into a barley soup, and it expands super big, right? How about oats? Oatmeal? You guys know oats? Oatmeal? Yeah, right? You can also make oats. Raise your hand or just shout it out. Well, shout it out.
You put the wheat in there and you.
Yeah. It's a mill. It's a flour mill. This is what I use at home. This is how I mill my flour.
Irina bakes a lot of bread.
I do. I love to bake bread. And we love to eat bread.
The sourdough bread you make?
I used to make sour bread, but I'm so busy. It just takes like an all day thing. So I just do a quick meal, but it's still healthy, full of nutrients. So I just mill quickly, bake my bread. So I'm going to show you guys how I do it. It's super easy. See, it has a cord, right? Easy. You plug it in the wall, and look, it has one button. So easy. Just plug it in, turn it on, right? And then I would just uncover it. I'm just going to ask you that you don't touch any of the grains, okay? And then I would just throw my grains in there. That's so just like that, with the click of a button.
Is that flour?
That's flour. Just like that. Isn't that so easy? Right? But do you think that it was that easy for them back in the day to make flour like this? Right? They probably didn't press a button. They didn't have electricity to plug something in like we do now. How would they do it back then? Probably use something like a manual mill, right? Do you see a plug in here?
No.
Do you see a button? No, right? This one doesn't use energy, but it also mills flour. This one is manual one. This is something you would do if you don't have power. Back in the day, they still bake bread back then too. They had wheat. Wheat is an ancient grain. It's been around for so long. This is what God created, and people have been using it for many years for many things. See, this is something. What group of people right now that don't use power would use? Do you guys know the group of people that right now live? They ride horses, carriages, and they don't have cell phones. Just shout it out.
Ukrainian?
Yeah, some people in Ukraine. Who else? That's a good, yeah. Amish, yeah, Amish people. They live not too far from. We have a huge Amish community, and actually they sell this in their store. They sell lots of grain. They love milling their grain and making all kinds of things manually from it, because you can do so many things from wheat, and it in the stores for a long time because it has a really hard shell. And it would last longer than you would mill flour. Flour goes bad, rancid, after some time.
Junior dog. Junior Fluffy. I named her Lily. You was so sloppy. I don't like her.
Oh, she likes me.
Guys, get out the way.
Cutie. That's a good name.
Come on, look at me. Hi. Go. job, Fluffball.
Okay, guys, we need to go to the bus. Come on. Okay. Come on, girls.
Wait, are we late?
No, we need to go to the bus.
Bye, Fluffball. Bye, Jimmy. My dad wants to live on a farm.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? I wish he had a farm.
Знаю, що він сильний і може все. Розумом не збагнути. Ісус, цар царів, миру князь і Спасителя гнець, Божий син, автор і володар світу, Бог мій, суддя правдивий, вчитель, порадник дивний.
Але я найбільше хочу називати тебе.
Отче, Отче, батьку мій.
Я найбільше хочу називати тебе.
Отче, Отче, батьку мій. Хтось каже, ти Бог сильний та не близький. Хто тебе не приймає, а я до тебе лину серцем усім, бо отцем називаю. Ісус, цар царів, миру князь і Спасителя гнець, Божий син, автор і володар світу, Бог мій, суддя правдивий, вчитель, порадник дивний.
Але я найбільше хочу називати тебе.
Отче, 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 батьку мій, я найбільше хочу називати тебе. Отче, Отче, батьку мій. Ісус, цар царів, миру князь, і Спаситель, агнець, Божий син, автор і володар світу, Бог мій, суддя правдивий, вчитель, порадник дивний, але я найбільше хочу називати тебе, називати тебе. Отче, Отче, батьку мій, я найбільше хочу називати тебе. Отче, Отче, батьку мій. Отче, Отче.